Hello, my name's Carl and this is the Straw Bite Workshop, and this is the Parkside disc sander from LIDL, and the question that I'm going to be answering in today's video is this any good? So here we have the disc sander in its box. Let's get this open. Take a look. So in the box, instructions, dust port, hose adapter. I'll have to see if this fits the vacuum that I have. A clamp and an Allen key. Let's take that out of this bag. And then here we have the disc sander itself. And sanding discs. So all of this looks pretty straightforward. Now the first thing to note is that the clamp seems to fit underneath and at the back, so we can obviously mount this vertically or horizontally. I like the table, so that's angled between -10 and 50 degrees, so that's quite a decent range there, I think. Quite happy with that, if you can see that there. Okay, so we'll set that on 0. I'll have to twist both ends. Okay, so that's set to 0. We have a mitre gauge. I notice already that actually when you tighten this up, it clamps itself to the table, which is great. It's going to be perfect for creating those angled, I mean typically 45 degrees if you're mitering a joint on a piece of timber. So that's quite cool. I notice immediately that this has self-adhesive. I don't even need to look at these, but they have self-adhesive sanding discs. So for what I need really, which is basically bringing in cut pieces of stick material, typically like this, and bringing them in so that the ends are nice and clean and to the cut lines, I'm probably going to pick a sort of medium grit sandpaper rather than the 240 grit or the rather coarse 80. So I think we have 2 of everything in here. So we've got 240, 80, 150. So probably for my needs, 150 is probably going to be the right grit. So there we go, that's what's in the box. Okay, so I've got the sander mounted to the bench. So we have some controls. There's a speed control, the power on-off switch, and obviously we can see the scale here for the table. Okay, so on mine the scale is about 2.5 degrees out, so that's not very helpful, but you know, we should all be measuring with little engineer's squares. If you don't have one, I suggest you get them. So this is now square. Let's turn it on. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me above this. We'll see when we get this on the laptop, but actually this seems to me to be very quiet. We can control the speed. and that's at full speed, and it's still pretty quiet, so I'm quite happy with that. So I suppose really next is to sand some bits of wood, and let's do that. I've shaped a little bit of hardwood, that was no trouble at all. Some OSB, which, you know, isn't the greatest joinery material, but occasionally I'll want an accurate cut on OSB, so I've done a little bit of that. And obviously the bevel on my stick. Now you get good results with this in general terms, I think. As with all sanders, there's the opportunity for dust, and I've created loads. I mean, there's literally a thin covering of dust pretty much all over the tool now, so this is probably not going back. But let's try it with the dust extraction on and see if that makes a huge difference. One thing to note is that due to the direction of rotation, and with the dust extraction being inside the red body, you're going to get maximum benefit from this side of the disc as opposed to this side. Anyway, let's give it a try. Okay, so with the Hoover connected, I'll turn it on and we'll give this a nice point. Okay, so I think probably one of the strongest features is the dust extraction, particularly on this side of the disc, where the disc is rotating down and the dust is being picked up from the vacuum below. That's pretty much got all of it, and I've made a little house shape out of a bit of timber. There we go. So if you want little houses with nice pitch roofs, then this is the tool for you, perhaps. So I'm really pleased with this. This is a fine little machine. It's small, it's compact. We can mount it vertically or horizontally. The clamp works in either position. The dust extraction, I think, is very good. In terms of its vital statistics, it's 140 watts. That's by the S2 standard after 15 minutes, if that's an important detail for you. The discs are 125 millimeters in diameter, and it rotates at 3,600 RPM at its maximum speed. I haven't tested that, but it seems plenty capable enough for what I need it for, which is mainly shaping the ends of stick material. You know, I always cut away from the line, and you know, this is perhaps going to be a slightly better alternative to a shooting board and a block plane, although arguably if you're into your hand tools that's going to get you a better finish. But anyway, this is currently selling at £29.99. It's £29 in Lidl in the UK, and I have to say it's top purchase. So that's it from me. Click and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I look forward to seeing you in the workshop very soon. Cheerio.